Our intent here is to show some of the features of the IC7300 for people that already are familiar with radios and operating, but we just to familiarize them with the operation of the 7300. A few things that would be real nice right up front in the manual, but it doesn't seem to work that way. First of all, you have to turn the radio on, and the power button is right up here in the upper left-hand corner, and you hold it, and the green light comes on, and it'll go through its boot up screen, and then you will be on a band. For your audio, it's right here at the lower left, where you can turn it on and listen to the audio. Now, if you want to change bands, that's a question that most people ask. How do we change bands? Well, you do that by touching the megahertz digit of the display, and then you can pick the band that you want to be on. You touch the megahertz section, and it puts you right on there. That's how you do that. If you want to change modes, we're in lower sideband, you touch the screen where it says that. It'll give you a choice of single sideband, which if you touch it again, it'll go to upper, or if you touch it again, it'll go to lower. Or if you want to go to CW, you touch that. If you wanted to go to AM, you can touch that. And you can go back to sideband. So changing the modes is just a matter of touching the touch screen on where it's displaying the mode and then picking the one you want. One peculiarity about this is if you touch that and you touch data, when you touch data, it adds it to whatever mode you're in. And all it does is switch your audio input to the back of the rig from whatever device is generating your audio, probably your computer. And then to get that off, you go down and touch data again, and it will remove it off of that. So data is not really a mode, it's just a way to switch the audio input to the rig from the microphone to the back jack to where you would put that in. So that's the only thing kind of peculiar about the modes. The other thing about the display is if you touch down here in the kilohertz portion, it'll put you in a fast tune to where you tune in 1 kc steps. Or fast up and down the bands or wherever you want to use that. You touch down here in the hundredths of hertz and it's back to tuning in 10 cycle steps. If you're like on CW or something where you want even finer tuning than 10 cycles, you can take and hold that and it'll add an extra digit on it, and then you tune in 1 cycle steps. But most of the time, we just operate in 10 cycle steps, which is perfectly adequate for most sideband CW operation. One of the other things you'll find on here is the multi button, which is in the upper right portion of the screen. On it, it has multiple things it can do. If you push RIT up here, it will bring on the RIT, and you can adjust the RIT from right here using the multi button. If it's somewhere off and you want to just zero it, you can help push and hold that, and it'll put it back to 0. You also can use that for memory channels and things like that are used, and they'll display on there what they are. Anyway, let's see. You've got things for split and A and B VFO buttons on here. You probably won't be using them much, but for just general early, basic get on and operate, but it's there. There is a tuner button. The tuner button, you push it and the rig will go into a tune-up mode, and when it's completed with that, you'll see up there that it's ready to go. If you touch the tuner button again, it takes it off and you're not in there. The display here for your S meter, you'll also see a little PO down here showing power out. If you touch this display, that would show you the SWR when you were in transmit, You touch it again, it will show you the ALC. Again, it'll show you the compression. Touch it again, it'll show you the voltage that you're running the rig with. And that'll show you the current that you're drawing. And then back to power out. You also can see those pretty easily by just going and hitting the menu button here and then hitting meter. And when you do, it'll show you those things all in there, including the temperature of the heat sink in there. And to get back out of it, just hit menu again. Most of the time we leave it in scope, which is showing the waterfall and the band scope. There are other things, of course, under menu you can do. One of them is you can record prefab messages that you can use when you're like calling CQ over repetitive. You can go to record and you can play files. You can do that. You can set up your recorder of how you want to do. We won't go into that for just a basic quick operation. Another thing that you can do on here that's kind of interesting is, like, you see the signal on the band there, you can touch it and it will move you real close to that frequency.
Manure on the field, he has to plow it under. If he doesn't plow it under, they're not getting it.
So I want to go down to this signal real quickly. Back to that one real quickly. You probably won't be using that, but that's one of the features that it has. Yeah, the filters on here are kind of neat depending on the mode that you're on. Filter 1 is usually the widest. You touch it, it'll go to a slightly narrower filter. Touch it again, it'll go to even a narrower filter. You probably can't, maybe you can tell the difference.
That's right, I know how to take care of that. I'll keep Mother Nature.
You can tell the third one was much narrower. Also, like most things on the 7300, if you touch and hold them, it'll put you into the menu to where you can change those settings for whatever you want them to be. And hit exit to get out of that. So those can be configured to suit your taste buds. They're different on CW than they are on phone, so you got a complete different set. Let's go down here with some CW. Let's go to the CW mode. That's some pretty slow CW there. See if I can find somebody a little faster. So you can see how narrow that is. One other thing you can do is if you get close to a CW signal and you want to be sure you're zeroed right in on it, over here you will find a button called Auto Tune. When you touch it, it'll put you right on the frequency so you're netted with that signal. Try another one. And that's pretty nice when you're working CW with someone. Also, you'll also note that your side tone note will be the same pitch as the signal you're receiving too, which will tell you that you're right on frequency. The CW mode is quite nice as well. One other thing we want to look at is the AGC. If we go into functions here, you'll see AGC is mid, slow, medium, and fast. These are where you set up the speed of the automatic gain control. There again, if you touch and hold them, they let you set in here the speed that you want that to be. Slow is 1.2 seconds here on CW. CW is generally faster than you use on phone. Let's go back to a phone station here just for grins. There's fast. When you look at fast, you'll see the static crashes and all, and how they're responding very fast. If you go to medium, you won't see that happening quite as fast. It'll hold up at the top a little more. And then if you go to slow, it's even more so that way. I use medium most of the time for single sideband, and I'll use whatever you need for CW. I don't have a trouble with medium for that. When you're working single sideband, the band is quiet, not a lot of interference on there. You can go to slow, and it almost makes it sound like FM because the S meter don't fall back between every word or phrase. We'll show what we mean there. We got static crashes, which makes it a little more difficult to demonstrate that. But let's go here to let's slow. Let's take that up to 6 seconds. I think is the fastest it'll go, or slowest it'll go. One of the trouble with that being in real slow is if you're in static crashes, big ones, near a thunderstorm, sometimes it'll come up and kick the S meter up so high that it'll mask the signals, and it'll take it several seconds to recover from that. You got real bad static crashes, it's irritating, but fast AGC works the best. I think we got this a little bit on the slow side. I think 3 seconds might be more appropriate there. Okay. That's just a short thing. That's certainly not all of the things that we'll do. You can record CQs and things in there that you can use over and over again when you're contesting. That's quite nice. Another band here where we're not going to interfere with anybody, and go in here and see what we got here. Voice. Go to voice. In here in voice you can record things. I don't know if we have anything in here recorded or not. I don't think we do. If we do, we didn't label them as anything in particular. We go in here to record and set, and we'll do record. And let's go to T1. Let's see what's in there. Nothing. Okay. Now, what we would do with that is go CQ, CQ, CQ. Whoop, that ain't right. CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ field A. This is Whiskey 4 Charlie Oscar Victor. Then we can listen to it. CQ, 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 CQ field A. This is Whiskey 4 Charlie Oscar Victor. So that's how you would record on there. Then when you've got that in there, you come over here and you want to, and I'll cut the power down to nothing. You want to descend it, you just hit the T1 and it's sending that right now. If I had the monitor on, you would hear it. If you want it to do it over and over again, you touch that and hold it. And then after a preset time that you program in, it calls it again. Monitor is, you hit function here and you hit monitor. The trouble with monitor, CQ field A. This is Whiskey 4 Charlie Oscar Victor. The problem with that is when you transmit hello test, hello test, hello test, that comes through too and you'll get feedback. So you just use it to listen. You don't use it to generally.
But if you had headphones,
You
you wouldn't have that.
You wouldn't have a problem at all. Yeah. With headphones, you could hear yourself, and you would hear your transmissions go out. All right, well, that was all we wanted to do, was just to give somebody that already knows about the bands, they already know about modes and all that, but how do you get to them on this radio? And that was what that's what this was intended to do for the seasoned operator that's not familiar with the IC 7300, to see some of the quick things of how you turn it on and off, how you change bands, how you change filters, and a few of the goodies in there, like being able to record a message and all for contest. There's a lot more that it'll do, but at least that can get you on the air to where you can make contacts. Well, that'll help. And like I say, anybody else in the club want to get a chance, if they want to look at the video to catch up on basic operations, so they can get started with the 7300. Since we have 3 of them here in our club operating, they probably would come in handy.
All right, Gene. Well, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.